Game on.
But let's not forget Mervyn King.
How could you?
Indeed, he's knocked Ronnie Baxter, Gary Anderson and Devon Peterson out of this tournament. In his last match, he averaged almost 102 himself. So Big Ben is in for a ding-dong.
97.
Yes, Murphy. This is the top half of the draw.
100.
Michael van Gerwen plays the winner of this one. Then we've got 2 more quarterfinals where the winners will face each other in the other half of the draw. As Benito van der Pas fills it up for the first maximum. Yeah, the other quarterfinals, Suljovic and Whitlock. And then Adrian Lewis against Daryl Gurley.
140.
Somebody fired a stat at me on Twitter. I'm not sure, I haven't been able to check this yet. Saying that Simon Whitlock has lost his last 5 games consecutively against Austrian opponents as Benito van der Pas settles for a ton 40. He's down to a 2-dart finish for a potential 11-darter and a breaker throw. But Mervyn has got 121. Didn't even think about the treble.
96. Benito, you require.
This is a kind of finish that Van der Pas has been completing comfortably. And that's half of the job done. Double 6 now, and he gets it. And a break of growth for Van der Pas.
Second leg, Benito
in the first leg.
First. Game on.
Well, if that is a sign of things to come, if Benito van der Pas is going to play in this final session of the tournament like he has done in his previous 2 games, where
100.
anything from 120 down in terms of a finish, it's just going to go, then that's the kind of stuff that wins you tournaments. Make no mistake about it. It doesn't matter if Michael van Gerwen's averaging 103, 105, 106 or whatever, or Adrian Lewis playing brilliantly, or whoever, Whitlock, Suljovic, it doesn't matter who he's going to face. If he's going to, every time he gets down to around about 100 and he takes it out, they've got problems.
And what he seems to do is always give himself 2 darts at those kind of finishes.
140.
By hitting the first treble. And he's hit the first treble here.
100.
Doesn't follow it. So a big score from King would give him a chance in this leg.
100.
They have met a couple of times in the past, these two. Mervyn
92.
won the most recent one. That was at a qualifier for the Grand Slam back in October. He won that 5-3. Benito does have a win. It was shortly after he came over to the PDC. He'd gone through Q School start 2014. It was in Crawley. He won it 6-1 in a quarter-final.
And again, the first part of the combination.
92.
This time he misses a dart at tops.
Mervyn, you require 97.
So Mervyn King will get a shot at a break back. Still needs a treble. Finds one.
85. Benito, you require 20.
Missed opportunity. This is for 2-0 for Benito van der Pas. Oh, my word. Last start does it. And it is a 2-0 lead for the 23-year-old.
To throw first. Game on.
Yeah, that Grand Slam qualifier they met in, Mervyn did go on to qualify as well for that tournament. Benito missed out. But we are seeing him on our TV screens fairly often now.
40.
And that could just be the bit of luck that Mervyn King needs to get himself going here. Not that he's doing that bad. A couple of legs in, averaging around 105.
60.
Yeah, just had that 1 dart to break back and make it 1 apiece. But Benito hasn't been giving his opponents many chances. Wade was hardly had any chances at double in his match. It's another maximum, a second for Benito.
Yeah, this is becoming a big leg already.
42.
Because Van der Pas is just doing what he has been doing all tournament.
Well, that's it. It's just carried on, and that's really, really impressive. When the word that
100.
Rod always uses when he talks about young players is consistency. We see them throw, brilliant games of darts, and they'll go and smash people up and throw a big ton plus average. But the very next game, that's when it all comes tumbling down. They regress to the mean, if you will. But Benito has this ability, as we saw in Gibraltar on the European Tour, to be able to keep throwing big average after big average after big average, and that's a superb setup shot for him. There's huge pressure on this for Mervyn King. He's not going to take out the 160, and Benito Van der Pas gets 3 clear darts for a double break and a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, he must feel like he's been throwing first in every leg. Pins a double top, dead centre, high in the bed. And Van der Pas seems to be setting up an old Dutch semi-final clash with Michael van Gerwen.
That was a leg he started off with a 40 because he had a bounce out as well. So, and look at this. Oh,
77.
Now yesterday, Benito Van der Pas teased us. 2 visits of 174, left 153, found 2 trebles, couldn't hit the double. He's gone off 177 here.
Ooh, not to be. European Tour crying out for a 9-dart leg.
That was in his game against Mark Webster. Bumped into Mark after the game, who was actually pleased with how well he'd played and said, not much I could have done.
Sometimes you have to hold your hands up if you've been beaten by somebody who's hitting everything, which Benito was. There's not a great deal you can do.
Yep, Webster, a former plumber, and had the kitchen sink thrown at him by Benito Van der Pas.
I'm going to set up some sort of bell we can ring every time you come out with those.
100. Benito, you require 124.
124 then now. Good start.
And again, he hits the treble with his first dart.
Didn't need to bother
92.
going for the 14 for the bullseye because Mervyn King's back on 201. But he's going to put a dent in it.
Yeah, very handy for Mervyn King. And he's got around that area of the board, around these 16s and 8s, so 64. It's very, very gettable for him, but 32 is even more gettable for Benito Van der Pas, and it is 4-0. And having won 6-2 against Mark Webster, 6-1 against James Wade, he now leads Mervyn King 4-0. That is a former world champion, a multiple major champion he's already beaten, and Mervyn King, who's obviously a multiple major finalist in the PDC, but is a former major champion in the BDO. And that is another 177.
And Benito's actually improving on what he's been doing so far as King looks to respond with a 180 and does.
180.
There is something incredibly exciting about seeing a young talent just take
Look at that.
big steps in the game. Look at the 112 average, 123 for the first
60.
9. He's hitting 50% of his doubles.
He's leaving another opponent thinking, what on earth do I have to do? Well, even to win a leg in this case.
58. Mervyn, you require
Well, just a little bit of hope here for Mervyn King, because he's probably going to get 6 darts from 161. He's going to need 2 visits.
You would think he'd get
100. Benito, you require
a chance at the 61, but 132 hits the 25 or the bullseye, and we're in business, and does.
Looks a good lie as well if he hits the treble, which he does. Benito Van der Pas! He is missing nothing, this man.
6 flag Benito to throw first.
132 check out from Benito Van der Pas, 12 darter against the throw, and on the verge of a wonderful whitewash against Mervyn King.
90. 87.
He's had two 12 darters and two 13 darters. He's hit two 180s and two 177s. He's just taken out 132 checkout, and Mervyn King fires in a 180. But this is absolutely brutal from the young Dutchman.
Yeah, Mervyn may need to find a 9-darter just to get a leg on the board.
At this rate, he's going to need more than one if he's going to stay alive much longer. I said at the start of this, there you go, that second leg. 18 dots, rubbish. 12, 13, 13, 12, other than that, phenomenal.
Not bad, is it?
99.
I said at the start of this that Michael van Gerwen had laid down the gauntlet with a very strong display against Dave Chisnall. Well, look at the response from Benito van der Pas, a man who has met Michael van Gerwen twice on the European Tour, and he has won twice. Admittedly, he suffered some pretty heavy defeats away from the European Tour against Michael van Gerwen. He lost 8 times, but
2 6-0 defeats last weekend. But this is a different kettle of fish altogether. We were speaking before we came on air about Michael van Gerwen just seemingly being able to raise his game for every opponent so far, but he's going to have to raise it to some level if Van der Pas carries on like this.
Well, he's going to have to play somewhere near his very best, you would think, because he's averaging 107 at the minute, Benito van der Pas. But this is a chance for Mervyn King to get a leg on the board. He's gone for the bullseye route, and he's hit it, and that means his favourite double 16.
60.
And he's missed it. He's not really that used to going for doubles in this game, Mervyn King. 102.
Well, this, for the whitewash, needs a treble. Doesn't find one.
86.
Well, I was more surprised that he didn't give himself a dart at a double there, Benito van der Pas. So for 5-1. Double 8. Oh dear, Merv. Hey, and there it is! And Mervyn King with the slightly ironic celebration.
Seven flag Mervyn to throw first. Game on.
Well, it was a break of throw as well from Mervyn. Turns 50 next month, Mervyn King.
57.
Yeah, turns 50 next month. He's been around forever. I mean, he's still ranked 17 in the world. I mean, he's not going away, is he, Mervyn King?
He's had a glittering career, Mervyn King.
97.
Not often mentioned in the favourites for tournaments, but he's certainly won his fair share. Lost a lot of finals in the PDC.
140.
It's always Merv and Terry Jenkins that get mentioned as the two who should have had a major title to their name at some point. Mervyn, the two particularly that stand out. Obviously, the Masters final against James Wade, where he led 9-2.
Yeah.
But the other one is that Grand Prix final, the one which the advent of Michael van Gerwen as a darting god.
Yeah. And who knows what would have happened if Mervyn would have held out to win that final.
99. Benito, you require 170.
Well, surely this isn't going. Well, it isn't.
Well, King will come back for 70.
60. Mervyn, you require 70.
Just looking to set up his favourite double.
54. Benito, you require
He's not been able to hit it yet. 110. Lovely dart. And down for the 16s and unable to take it out. A match dart missed by Benito van der Pas. Mervyn King looks at double 8 and he gets it. And it's 5-2. And it's not over just yet.
Game on.
One chance gone for Benito van der Pas. You would imagine he'll get more chances.
130.
Not relenting in the scoring stakes.
You see, still averaging 104. I mean, 97 is respectable for Mervyn. Very respectable.
Van der Pas, a former European Tour finalist. Mervyn King,
57.
former European Tour winner.
Yes, it was the same man they met in the final, wasn't it? Michael Smith. Michael Smith beat Benito but lost out to Mervyn King.
140.
Wow. You know what?
60.
No treble there, well, no big treble. And Mervyn has stolen the darts.
One thing we know about Mervyn King, he will not give up.
43.
No, well, we've seen Mervyn go up there and try and win games when he can barely walk. He is a fighter. Doesn't always go his way. But he'll keep trying.
Hasn't been going his way for most of this match.
77.
But should be first to a finish against a throw again.
Not happy with that first dart, Mervyn.
60.
Treble would have been much better.
Yeah, it would have made a real difference, wouldn't it? Extra 40 points on that. 118 instead of 158. 140 for Benito sets it up lovely. Oh, and just
95.
strays into the treble 5, but 81 is certainly very gettable. Much more gettable than 158. So Benito van der Pas had a dart for the match in the last leg. He missed that. It was a double 16. 81. 12. Gets the treble, double 13.
55.
And it's another match dart that goes begging.
100.
Yep, two mismatched darts for Benito. Can Mervyn jump all over this? Should look at tops. No, he's leaving. Double 16, and this time he hits it. 100 check out from King, a break and throw. And Benito van der Pas, who looked to be cruising through, all of a sudden is in a scrap with Mervyn King.
The return of the King. 3 legs on the spin for Merv.
And
And
he's in
into
the
the
treble.
treble bed.
And again.
Yeah. Oh, Mervyn. Is he starting to believe that this could happen?
Well, what can Benito do in response?
100.
100, and King will feel if he can carry on applying the pressure, he can move within a leg. 5-0 down he was in this match.
81.
Few loose starts creeping into Van der Pas's game now.
44.
And a long way behind in this one. He doesn't need to panic because he does have the throw in the next leg. So even if he lost this, Benito will be thrown first, looking to win it, close it out 6-4. But if Merv does get this leg in the bag, well, 4 legs on the spin. And there's so much pressure on the young Dutchman's shoulders to try and get the job done. Now 140. I'll just stay up there.
60.
Just the 60. That leaves 80, and Mervyn always goes treble 16, double 16 when he's got 80.
Can Van der Pas pressurise?
100.
Some pressure. Could have been more. King. Yeah, he does try and go for treble 16 on this shot.
60.
Because he prefers the 16s to the tops.
117.
And he misses the tops. So Benito, mismatched dart last leg, mismatched dart the leg before. Can he find the treble 19? No, he can't, so he doesn't get another
40.
match dart just yet. And for 5-4 and 4 legs on the spin, the King closes the gap, and we might be seeing an incredible comeback.
Game on.
The momentum believers out there, Merv definitely has it.
Crowd singing Benito's name,
100.
appropriating the old Vincent van der Voort song.
Yeah, if he does get the job done, there will be a Dutchman in the final here.
130
Mervyn King yesterday saying this country has a special place in his heart.
59.
Now Benito, you have control of this leg. You stamp your authority on it.
99.
One treble is enough for now. Forcing Mervyn King to find something big.
A visit without a treble is not
58.
really an option at this point of the match. And Van der Pas now looking to set up another attempt at finally slamming the door shut on Mervyn King, and 140 puts him firmly in pole position.
Yeah, a little bounce in his step there. He knows that was an important visit. Just the ton, so Benito van der Pas is going to get match darts, and he's going to get a handful of them. Because Mervyn's not on a finish. Benito is looking at 70, and it's double 16 he wants. And it's another one he's missed, but he will return.
Yeah, that's 3 match darts. Gone begging for Benito van der Pas, but King still not really putting much pressure on.
60.
Doesn't find the treble, so he'll come back for 3 more.
32.
Double 16 for Benito van der Pas to set up a semi-final clash with Michael van Gerwen. That one's quite far away, and that is now 6 match darts missed.
124.
What a shot this is going to be if he takes it out. 18s hits the treble. Mervyn King!
99.
Wow.
Benito
Wow.
32.
Van der Pas has squandered 6 match darts. Is it 7th time lucky? 8th. 9th. Incredible.
Looked like he rushed it, that last one.
Really
Really looked like he rushed it. And this is absolutely bonkers. Double 4. And it's there! And we are going all the way to a deciding leg. Benito van der Pas was 5-0 up and averaging 108. Mervyn King was dead and buried.
Game on.
He has survived 2 handfuls.
93.
9? I've lost track.
9, yeah.
9 match darts.
Stunned into silence for a few moments there, the Dutch crowd.
Mervyn King
59.
has the advantage of throwing first in this leg, but he has not made the most of it. Look at those, the averages have plummeted. Benito van der Pas only averaging 93 now. That is a full, 15 points lower than it was halfway through this match. It is not over yet. He has a chance for having missed all of those darts for the match.
92.
Will he be able to finally close it out if he gets the opportunity? His finishing has been brilliant all the way through this weekend until the last 5 legs.
What on earth must be going through his head right
84.
now? Van der Pas wants to be a hero in his home nation, and all of a sudden, from 5-0 up, finds himself
100.
in a deciding leg, and King's first to a finish. But Van der Pas could make himself favourite with a big score here. Another treble would be lovely.
96. Maybe you require
130
157.
could mean he gets a dart at the bullseye for the match. Unless Mervyn takes
157 could mean Mervyn King gets a dart at double top.
117. Benito, you require 100.
Somehow Mervyn King has had a match dart. He might not get another. Benito!
91. Mervyn, you require
That's
40.
a 10th dart for the match. Benito van der Pas has missed. Mervyn King has already missed 1. That's his 2nd.
Game.
And he
Shot.
does not miss a 3rd.
And the match,
And a
Mervyn
miraculous
King.
victory for Mervyn King. the four-time European Tour finalist, is through to the semi-finals to face Michael van Gerwen. It looked a nailed-on, all-Dutch affair in the opening semi-final when Benito van der Pas roared to a 5-0 lead. But somehow, well, you've got to say, despite Mervyn King's grit and determination and never-say-die attitude, you've got to put that one down as one that Benito has kind of thrown away. 10 darts for the match. Every single one of them missed. And the haul here